Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC. Today we've got a massive news roundup that every Liverpool fan needs to hear. From Ibrahima Konaté breaking his silence amid Real Madrid links, to Sergio Agüero making a bold Florian Wirtz prediction. Plus, major updates on Arne Slot's future and what's stopping him from making key changes at the club. And if that's not enough, we're also waiting on a crucial FIFA verdict involving Mohamed Salah ahead of the West Ham clash. Stay tuned, this one is packed with drama, decisions, and big implications for the Reds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. Ibrahima Konaté issues statement as Real Madrid. Decision on Liverpool transfer. Emerges Liverpool defender Ibrahima Konaté has responded to criticism as Real Madrid back away from move for France international Ibrahima. Konaté has vowed to fight back after a torrid run of form as it emerged Real Madrid have ended their interest in signing the Liverpool centre-back. Konaté is one of several Reds players to have suffered a significant dip in displays in recent weeks, with Arne Slot's side having experienced a horrific run of 9 defeats in 12 games in all competitions. The France international has been substituted early in the second half in each of the last 2 games as Liverpool followed a 3-0 defeat at home to Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, with a dreadful 4-1 Champions League loss to PSV at Anfield on Wednesday, and Konaté took to social media to send a message to Red supporters ahead of Sunday's crucial trip to West Ham United. "We have to take this moment on the chest," said Konaté. "Criticism is part of football, and we'll fight back every time and come through this storm. In these moments, the fans matter most, the ones who stand with us in the good times and the bad, the ones who sing for us even in the difficult moments. Your voice and your support mean everything to us. We know we need to improve, and we'll keep fighting for you." Always. Konaté is out of contract at the end of the season, and with talks over a new deal at Liverpool having yet to reach a resolution, will be able to talk to clubs from abroad from January 1st. However, multiple reports out of Spain on Friday morning have indicated long-term suitors Real Madrid have made it clear to the Reds they will not be pursuing a free transfer for the 26-year-old next summer. Florian Wirtz's prediction from Sergio Agüero shows what Liverpool should do after loan claim. Wirtz has failed to score in 16 matches for Liverpool since his £116 million transfer from Bayer Leverkusen. But Sergio Agüero believes the German will eventually turn his Anfield career around. Sergio Agüero has thrown his support behind Florian Wirtz, insisting that the struggling Liverpool star will soon become vital for the Reds. The 22-year-old Germany international has endured a tough start at Anfield following his £116 million transfer from Bayer Leverkusen in June. Despite making 16 appearances for Arne Slot's champions, Wirtz has yet to find the back of the net, although he has managed 3 assists, 2 in the Champions League and 1 in the FA Cup. His inconsistent performances have seen him regularly rotated with Cody Gakpo in the starting lineup. However, former Manchester City striker Agüero is confident it's only a matter of time before Wirtz hits his stride and becomes a key player for Liverpool. Agüero shared his view on Wirtz. "It's hard to give advice. Players have different personalities, and their adaptation times vary. Some adapt quickly, and others need more time. But I have no doubt he will settle. Great players, and Wirtz is one, sooner or later settle and become vital in their teams." Words came shortly after ex-Liverpool midfielder Dietmar Hamann suggested that Wirtz could be loaned out during the January transfer window. Could Florian Wirtz still leave Liverpool on loan in January? "Yeah," Hamann said. "Obviously, with all the help and all the protection from the club and the manager, if you bring somebody in for that amount of money, then maybe he should be the one, even though he's still very young. Then maybe you expect him to turn things around. I don't think the way he's playing at the moment, I'm not sure he's capable of doing that. And when I watch him sometimes, thinking, has he lost belief because it is in the Premier League? Sometimes when I watch him when he loses possession, I'm thinking maybe it's because it's a lot quicker, a lot more physical, as if he were to say, I'm not sure that's for me. I hope I'm wrong, but this is how it looks to me. Sometimes, if it's going on for too long, it's very hard to turn it around." Alongside discussing Wirtz, Agüero also weighed in on Mohamed Salah and the Egyptians' current goal drought. The 33-year-old has found the net just 5 times across 18 appearances this campaign. Never doubt a great goal scorer, Agüero continued. Salah has a great scoring average, and I'm sure he'll get back to his rhythm. I think he was affected by his team not having the best start, and a player can't do everything alone. Everything you need to know about Arne Slot's Liverpool future, as 4 names in line to replace him. It's been a brutal few weeks for Liverpool, leaving Arne Slot under mounting pressure and facing growing uncertainty about his future. Everything you need to know about Arne Slot's future. Arne Slot is under immense pressure following Liverpool's worst run of form in over 7 decades, with the team suffering 9 defeats in their last 12 matches in all competitions. The run includes 3 successive defeats by 3-goal margins, the latest being a 4-1 loss to PSV in the Champions League on Wednesday. Despite the dire results, Slot has confirmed receiving ongoing support and trust from the club's hierarchy, with reports suggesting Liverpool owners Fenway Sports Group, FSG, is currently committed to backing him to turn the situation around. He did, however, admit there was a lot of pressure on him to turn the tide, suggesting the goodwill from above may not last long if the club's poor form continues. Jeers rang out around Anfield at full-time after the defeat to PSV in midweek. This suggests that Liverpool's fans are running out of patience with Slot. Liverpool legend Jamie Carragher publicly declared that Slot has only 1 week to save his job following the recent heavy losses. Carragher stipulated that the manager must secure at least 7 points from the upcoming 3 league games against West Ham, Sunderland and Leeds to prevent his position from becoming untenable. Xabi Alonso has emerged as the favorite to replace Slot in the event he is sacked or resigns. The Spaniard, who was heavily linked with a move to Liverpool last year, only joined Real Madrid in the summer, but murmurings of a falling out with Vinicius Jr. have cast doubt over his long-term future at the Bernabeu. Former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp, who is currently head of global football at Red Bull, is also reportedly in the running. Other candidates include Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner and Bournemouth head coach Andoni Iraola. Slot is currently the bookmakers' second favorite to be the next Premier League manager. Dismissed, the 47-year-old is under heavy pressure, though his position still appears more secure than that of Leeds boss Daniel Farke, who is currently favorite for the chop. Despite the pressure, Mirror Football understands that Liverpool are not preparing to dismiss Slot anytime soon. Senior figures at the club reportedly maintain confidence in the manager, who is one of just 5 coaches to have won the Premier League in his debut season in English football. Arne Slot explains why he's being stopped from making Liverpool changes almost impossible. Liverpool head coach Arne Slot was asked whether it was time to shake up his struggling side ahead of Sunday's important Premier League match at West Ham United. Arne Slot claims it is almost impossible to change his Liverpool master plan at present, and has backed himself to once again bring the best out of his struggling players. The Reds are in the midst of their worst run of form in 72 years after suffering a dreadful 4-1 Champions League reverse at home to PSV Eindhoven on Wednesday evening. It was a 9th defeat in 12 games in all competitions, with Liverpool having slumped into the bottom half of the table just 6 months after romping to a record-quelling 20th championship. Slot's position as head coach has now come under intense scrutiny ahead of a potentially pivotal week of his tenure, with the trip to West Ham United on Sunday afternoon, followed by games at home to Sunderland and away against Leeds United. And the Dutchman believes that hectic schedule is preventing him from considering any drastic overhaul of his underperforming team. Is the question, should I change dramatically? Said Slot when asked whether he needed to shake up his starting side. If, for example, you want another system with 5 defenders, that could be an issue. I don't even have 5 defenders. It suits the players best, the system we are playing now. They have played this system probably throughout their whole career, and there is hardly any training time for us. So it is almost impossible to change our complete idea about football if we play every 2 days. Remarkably, deposed champions Manchester City went through an even worse run this time last year, when they won only 1 of 13 games, only to ultimately finish 3rd and reach the FA Cup. final before embarking on another title challenge this term, and Slot has used that experience of Pep Guardiola's side as proof. Liverpool can still salvage their tortuous campaign. I said already, multiple reasons, and I can come up with an extra 5 or 6 for why we are on a run of form like this, but they will never be enough to make up for the results that we have, he said. I am not sure, but Pep will probably have said the same. For example, we had injuries last season as well. So it is not like this season we have injuries, and last season we didn't, so that helped us with a better run of form. But indeed, the example of City can help, because they have quality and we have quality. The best chance to come out of a situation like this is that we, as a team, and me as a manager, bring the best out of these players. Again, to bring us back to winning ways, if we didn't have the quality, we would have had a big problem. I think we have the quality, and we have to bring the best out of them again. Defeat to PSV matched Liverpool's heaviest home loss in European competition, and came just 4 days after an embarrassing 3-0. Anfield reversed to Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, and asked if he had now reached the lowest EB of his 18-month Anfield reign. Slot said, "I have already thought a few times that we hit the worst point, or the lowest point. Because many times I have said, and actually I still feel this about Wednesday as well, that the score does not reflect the way we played. So every time you are thinking we can keep playing the same, but hopefully do better because this team should and can play better than we do. Make no mistake about that. It is not that we perform at the highest standards we can perform at, but you should expect that given the quality we have, that we have reached the lowest point a few times." Liverpool awaits FIFA verdict on Mohamed Salah decision. Ahead of West Ham game, Mohamed Salah will miss several Liverpool games in December due to his participation in the Africa Cup of Nations. But it remains unclear when the Reds will have to release him. Is awaiting a verdict on when it must release Mohamed Salah to the Egypt national team ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations. The tournament begins on December 21st, with Egypt's first game coming the following day. But Liverpool will have to let Salah leave earlier than that for a pre-tournament training camp. Egypt is also in action in the Arab Cup ahead of AFCON, kicking off its campaign on December 2nd, but it is not mandatory for Liverpool to release Salah. For that event, Egypt has opted to choose a B squad for the Arab Cup, which mainly consists of Egypt-based players. With the main squad's full focus firmly on AFCON, the main squad has a friendly against Nigeria on December 7th, and Egypt's manager wants Salah to play in it. But Liverpool is hopeful of keeping hold of Salah until after the Premier League game against Brighton on December 13th. FIFA is expected to demand that clubs release their players 2 weeks before the start of the tournament, which would be December 7th, and would see Salah miss games against Inter Milan on December 9th, as well as the aforementioned Brighton game. Salah will definitely miss Liverpool's games against Tottenham, Wolves and Leeds over the festive period. And his availability for any of Liverpool's games beyond that will depend on how far into the tournament Egypt progresses. The Reds may not miss Salah as much as they might have had AFCON taken place a year ago. When the 33-year-old was at the top of his game, Salah has had a disappointing 2025-26 season so far, scoring just 4 goals for Liverpool from open play. Gerrard told TNT Sports, "What is the other option if Salah is dropped? Kisa is more of an impact player, and I think it sends the wrong message to everyone. Liverpool is in a real difficult moment. Salah is a senior player, vice-captain, and has been the talisman. He has been an iconic figure here. That doesn't mean he should start every single game, and you can rest him or take him off in games. But whoever is managing Liverpool would start Mo Salah. Liverpool needs its best players on the pitch.